Hey everyone, think back to the 1970s, a time of disco music, bell-bottoms, and some of the best meals that America ever enjoyed. Dining out wasn't just about eating, it was a special occasion. Families, friends, and couples visited restaurants that no longer exist today, but they still hold a sweet, tasty memory for many. It's the memories of those good old days that lead us to explore 20 favorite dining eateries that only 70s kids would remember. Delicious steaks, famous burgers, and even some dining scandals await us. But before we jump in, subscribe to our channel and hit that like button. You really don't want to miss out on more trips down memory lane. So pull up a chair and let's enjoy the feast. Number 20, Hot Shops. Now, Hot Shops was more than just a place to eat. It symbolized American dining culture well before fast food became really popular. J. Willard Marriott started Hot Shops in 1927 in Washington, D.C. In the 70s, it really grew as a family-friendly place for stressed-out parents and lively teenagers. Friendly staff welcomed everyone at Hot Shops. A menu full of comforting classics was served. The Mighty Mo burger stole the show. It was a triple-decker burger with shredded lettuce and a secret spicy sauce that you couldn't resist. Thick and creamy milkshakes or a slice of their special pie made meals both indulgent and familiar. Hot Shops was famous for servers on roller skates delivering food directly to your car. Families loved that classic service. People came not just for the food, but also for the lively surroundings. Friends laughed over fries, children enjoyed sundaes, and couples shared milkshakes on dates. As time passed, dining trends changed. Hot Shops slowly faded away, giving rise to newer ideas. The Marriott family, noticing these changes, focused more on hotels. This led to a hotel empire that we recognize today across the globe. Most Hot Shop locations are now gone, yet the memories of tasty meals, friendly service, and that aroma of burgers on the grill remains vivid for those who visited it during the best days. Number 19, Sandy's. Sandy's was a classic small-town burger place in the 60s and 70s. 4 businessmen started it in 1958, including Gus Lundberg. Sandy's focused on cheap, simple fast food. Families and teenagers loved the menu of burgers, fries, and shakes, and they wanted a filling meal without spending too much. The Big Scott burger stood out. It had 2 layers and matched the best from McDonald's and Burger King. The fries were crispy, milkshakes were hand-spun and delicious, and the meal was perfect. Sandy's didn't need any flashy ads or tricks. The place just relied on community support and steady quality. Sandy's faced tough competition. Big national chains had more money and big ads. By the mid-70s, many Sandy's eventually became Hardee's. Sandy's no longer stayed independent, yet for those who grew up with Sandy, well, it meant a lot. It was more than just a place to eat, it was a piece of their childhood. Number 18, Geno's Hamburgers. Gino Marchetti, a football star from the Baltimore Colts, started Geno's Hamburgers in 1957. This fast food chain wanted to do more and do better than others. The slogan was, "Everybody goes to Geno's." It showed how popular the place was during the 70s. The menu had simple but well-done food. The Geno Giant Burger was a highlight. It had 2 beef patties, lettuce, cheese, and a special tangy sauce. Everything was placed in a sesame seed bun, and families and teenagers loved the fries and milkshakes with it. Everyone really loved it. Geno's wasn't just some food place, it brought people together. Locals enjoyed meeting there after school games or on Friday nights, but fast food giants like McDonald's and Burger King grew quickly. Geno's struggled to keep up, and by the late 1980s, Marriott bought the chain. Most places became Roy Rogers restaurants. Geno's left the spotlight. Memories of its famous burger and good times stay with people, though. Its legacy lives on. Number 17, Beefsteak Charlie's. If you're hungry for a deal, you're hungry for Beefsteak Charlie's. That slogan excited diners in the 1970s. Many knew the place for its big portions and all-you-could-drink beer, wine, or sangria offers. It was more than a restaurant, it was an experience. The chain started in 1910 in Manhattan and grew popular in the 1970s, becoming a symbol of casual pleasure. The menu offered large steaks, burgers, and seafood dishes. Very warm bread and unlimited salad came on the side. Diners enjoyed filling their plates with fresh greens, tangy dressings, and extras from the salad bar. The endless drinks attracted many, with waiters filling glasses often. This added to the fun, eat and drink all you want kind of vibe. Beefsteak Charlie's was about having fun and relaxing, whether with friends or after work. But the promotions that drew people in also led to its problems. These big deals became too costly, and the chain found it hard to compete with places like Sizzler and Ponderosa. By the 1990s, most locations had shut down, but for those who dined there, it represented a time of carefree indulgence, a truly unique time. Number 16, Rack's Roast Beef. Arby's rules the roast beef world now, but in the 1970s, Rack's Roast Beef was a big rival. Rack started in Ohio and became famous for thin roast beef sandwiches stacked on soft buns. Rack's added new choices like salad bars and baked potatoes to fast food, making it unique. But money troubles and tough competitors caused the downfall in the 90s. A few Rack's locations still do operate, but many people remember it fondly as a time when roast beef was popular. Number 15, the Pancake House. Regardless of your profession, breakfast is the day's most important meal, and the Pancake House turned it into an unforgettable experience. Since its launch in 1953, the Pancake House quickly gained fame as a favorite place for morning comfort food. This fame attracted travelers and locals alike, and by the mid-1970s, everyone knew it as the place for families, road trip enthusiasts, and people seeking a warm morning meal that reminded them of home. Yes, entering the Pancake House felt like stepping into a warm kitchen where the smell of sizzling bacon and freshly brewed coffee hung thick in the air. The warm, inviting ambiance, paired with the friendly waitstaff, made you feel right at home. Now, of course, the stars of the show were the pancakes. Whether you preferred them plain, blueberry-studded, or slathered in rich maple syrup, each stack was light, fluffy, and cooked to perfection. But the menu didn't stop there. Their golden waffles, crisp on the outside, soft on the inside, were another fan favorite, often served with fresh fruit and whipped cream. And for those with heartier appetites, the omelets loaded with ham, cheese, or veggies were a go-to choice. Each dish came with a side of hash browns, toast, or sausage, making every breakfast feel complete. The Pancake House became a gathering spot for Sunday brunches, casual family outings, and a comfortable stop for road-weary travelers. Though modern breakfast chains like IHOP and Denny's rose to prominence, the Pancake House held a special charm. For those who frequented it, it wasn't just breakfast, it was the highlight of their morning. Number 14, the Velvet Turtle. The Velvet Turtle added elegance to simple dining. Its plush chairs, soft lights, and classic American dishes attracted people for anniversaries or business dinners. Customers loved their prime rib. It was legendary. It was slow-cooked, it came with au jus and creamy horseradish. Seafood fans enjoyed the lobster bisque. Dessert lovers often chose the chocolate mousse. The Velvet Turtle thrived in the 1970s. The restaurant, well, it struggled later. Tastes changed in the 80s and 90s. Faster and more casual dining became popular, and the chain eventually closed its restaurants. Number 13, Sambo's. Now, here's a restaurant with a very complicated legacy. Sambo's, founded in 1957, was a breakfast chain that became wildly popular in the 70s for its pancakes, omelets, and coffee served all day. The name was a combination of the founders' names, Sam Battistone and Newell Bonnet. But it also drew controversy due to its association with a racially insensitive children's book. At its peak, Sambo's had over 1,100 locations nationwide, and their breakfasts were second to none. Their pancakes, light and fluffy, were served with warm syrup and butter, while their bacon and eggs came out cooked to perfection. However, public backlash over the name, coupled with stiff competition from chains like IHOP, led to Sambo's decline in the 80s. Despite the controversial past, for many it remains a nostalgic part of their childhood dining experience. Number 12, the Ground Round. The Ground Round had a special appeal that set it apart. People knew it for its laid-back feel and family-friendly setting. The restaurant chain became popular for giving out endless popcorn and showing silent films or cartoons on a big screen while people enjoyed their meals. It offered fun and food together. The menu offered choices for everyone: burgers, chicken tenders, nachos, even steaks. Children loved the endless popcorn. Adults found the calm atmosphere and low prices very pleasing. At its height, the Ground Round ranked among the most loved chains in America. But in the late 1990s and early 2000s, the restaurant scene changed quickly. The Ground Round started to lose ground. Bankruptcy struck and several locations had to shut down. Only a few now are left today, but families who spent Saturday nights there hold on to those memories dearly. Those memories, well, they mean a lot. Number 11, the York Steakhouse. York Steakhouse was simple, and people really liked that. Born in 1966, York gave filling, cheap meals to working families in the 70s. Diners grabbed a tray, moved along the line, and picked steaks, burgers, and sides all from the menu. The sirloin steak was their best seller. It came with a baked potato and a warm roll. It wasn't fancy, but it was always satisfying. York competed with places like Ponderosa and Bonanza. Those places focused more on family dining themes, while York stayed straightforward. Just great meals at a fair price. York Steakhouse had trouble keeping up with the new dining styles of the 1980s. Most branches closed by the decade's end. Yet those who remember the tray line know it was a unique eating experience. A very unique memory. Number 10, Friendly's. For many families, Friendly's was not only a place to eat, but it became a community center. People knew it for their ice cream sundaes and comforting American classics. Kids celebrated birthdays there, couples chose it for simple dates, and parents surprised the family after Little League games. The menu offered favorites like burgers, creamy mac and cheese, and sizzling patty melts. But the highlight? The Friendly's Happy Ending Sundae, a scoop of rich ice cream covered in hot fudge, whipped cream, and a cherry on top. In the 70s, Friendly's saw new competition from Dairy Queen and Baskin-Robbins, yet it still stayed strong. It survived with a warm and welcoming vibe and delicious ice cream. Many locations have now closed, but Friendly's still brings back sweet memories to those who dine there. Arthur Treacher's Fish and Chips. Arthur Treacher's Fish and Chips gave a bit of British charm to American tastes. This fast food place opened in 1969 and quickly became popular. Americans couldn't get enough of their crispy golden fish and thick fries. The smell of fresh fried fish and vinegar filled the air inside Arthur Treacher's. Their main dish was fish and chips, and it came in paper trays. They served it with tartar sauce and a slice of lemon. They also had hush puppies, which are crispy balls of fried cornmeal, and those delighted customers. These went perfectly with their seafood dishes. The fast food industry had tough competition. McDonald's and KFC, they offered more choices and spent more on advertising than Treacher's had. Now, Arthur Treacher's tried hard. They had special deals like Wednesday fish fry nights, but they still couldn't keep up. Most locations had to close by the 80s. People who did eat there, though, as a kid, they at least remember and want their special battered fish. They really do. Number 8, Chi-Chi's. Chi-Chi's was more than just a restaurant. It was truly a celebration. Founded in 1975 in Minneapolis, Minnesota by Marno McDermott and Max McGee, Chi-Chi's introduced exciting Mexican flavors and lively energy to American diners. Walking inside felt like stepping into a busy cantina. Bright colors, cheerful music, and a scent of sizzling fajitas filling the air. Food at Chi-Chi's was as exciting as its atmosphere. Fajitas delighted guests, arriving hot on skillets with well-cooked meats and colorful vegetables. People who loved spicy food enjoyed the chimichangas. These are crispy tortillas filled with tasty ingredients. Plus, their famous margaritas were very large and had salted rims. Number 7, Shakey's Pizza. Shakey's Pizza wasn't just a place to grab a slice. It was a community hub where memories were baked right alongside the pies. Founded in 1954 by Sherwood Shaky Johnson in Sacramento, California, it gained widespread popularity in the 70s, cementing its reputation as a family-friendly hotspot. Walking into a Shakey's was like stepping into a party. The warm smell of freshly baked pizza greeted you, mingling with the sound of live banjo music or a jukebox spinning classic hits. Their signature pizza, with its crispy thin crust and tangy tomato sauce, was the star of the show. But the sides deserved their due credit. The Mojo potatoes, crispy rounds of seasoned perfection, were a crowd favorite. Pair that with fried chicken or a pitcher of root beer, and you had yourself a feast. The unique experience distinguished Shakey's. Families and friends stayed longer, talking while enjoying unlimited pizza or cheering children in the arcade. Fast food chains such as Pizza Hut and Domino's updated and grew, but Shakey's found it hard to stay competitive. Shakey's locations decreased in many places, but people who visited Shakey's in their youth see it as more than just a place to eat. It was where they shared memories and heard laughter. Memories were born there. Number 6, Steak and Ale. Steak and Ale was a big name when you talked about steaks. This restaurant started in 1966 and brought fancy dining at a price that people could afford. Dim lights and big servings made meals feel really special. But what made Steak and Ale unique? The salad wagon. This cart, full of fresh greens and toppings, moved around and gave diners a fun experience. Customers enjoyed it. However, like Victoria Station, which we'll talk about in a minute, Steak and Ale found it hard to keep up with changing preferences and vanished in the 2000s. These two chains, Victoria Station and Steak and Ale, shared a rivalry in spirit. They gave off similar vibes but catered to different people. Victoria Station focused on novelty. Steak and Ale focused on steady quality. Number 5, Victoria Station. Victoria Station, it was more than a restaurant, it was a special experience. In the 1970s, it stood out because it offered something truly different, dining inside of real train cars. 3 young friends, Dick Bradley, Peter Lee, and Bob Freeman, started it in 1969. They loved the idea of the golden age of train travel. People who grew up hearing about long train trips felt like they were in a romantic past when eating at Victoria Station. Authentic refurbished train cars formed the dining rooms. Vintage decor filled the space. Plush booths welcomed guests. Softly dim lights made you feel like you were starting a luxurious trip. The atmosphere was intimate and cozy, and many loved it for date nights and family meals. Steaks really shone on the menu. Juicy ribeyes and tender filet mignon, cooked to pure perfection, delighted the guests. Dishes came with classic sides like baked potatoes topped with sour cream and butter. Surf and turf also was very popular, pairing steak with fresh lobster or shrimp. It really allowed guests to indulge. The salad bar offered a fun experience. Diners piled fresh greens, veggies, and dressings really high on their plates. Number 4, the Brown Derby. The Brown Derby truly caught the sparkle of old Hollywood. The restaurant lived in Los Angeles. Robert Cobb and Herbert Somborn started it in 1926. Its shape, like a derby hat, stood out and quickly became famous. The location was perfect for the Hollywood Golden Age. By the 70s, people visited as much for the atmosphere as the dishes. Hollywood's elite loved the place. Movie stars, directors, and producers, they all gathered there. They filled the soft seats to chat about work, gossip, and to be seen. Big names like Clark Gable, Marilyn Monroe, and Lucille Ball, they visited often. They all made the Brown Derby very special. This was a spot to see the stars in real life. Diners dressed their best, hoping to meet someone famous. The Brown Derby offered more than just star sightings. It brought new tastes to the table. Robert Cobb created the Cobb salad here. Late one night, he mixed leftovers to create something new. Lettuce, eggs, bacon, avocado, chicken, and blue cheese all went in. The salad tasted fresh with a sharp dressing. It became a classic, loved by many. Juicy steaks and seafood were popular there too. People also loved the rich grapefruit cake. But times changed. The Brown Derby couldn't match new dining styles, and by the 1980s, the first location closed. The hat-shaped building got knocked down for a shopping plaza. The restaurant disappeared, but the magic still stayed. This magic reminds us of a time when dining out was pure Hollywood charm. Number 3, Sizzler. During the 1970s and 80s, Sizzler became the favorite place for families wanting a low-cost and enjoyable meal. Dell and Helen Johnson started Sizzler in 1958 in Culver City, California. Their idea was simple but smart, offering tasty steaks at prices that people thought were probably fair. Entering a Sizzler back then was a unique experience. Warm lights, wooden decorations, and the smell of grilled steaks very much welcomed guests. Families gathered in booths, couples had date nights, and friends celebrated events. People enjoyed big, comforting meals together. Sizzler's menu focused on steak, but it also had a popular all-you-could-eat salad bar. This was more than just lettuce and dressings. It offered fresh greens, pasta salads, potato salad, and many toppings. The salad bar often became a full meal for many. Sizzler was also among the first to offer cheese toast, a crispy and delicious cheesy bread loved by many. Over time, Sizzler expanded to include seafood, chicken, and burgers. It turned into a place for different cravings. Their surf and turf specials, with steak and shrimp or lobster, became very popular. Desserts like soft-serve ice cream delighted both the children and adults. Sizzler attracted many diners by offering a restaurant feel at fast and casual prices. Families enjoyed it because everyone found something good to eat. Parents loved the low prices, and kids eagerly filled their plates at the salad bar and dessert station. In 1996, Sizzler unfortunately declared bankruptcy and shut down many U.S. locations. While it never got back to its old success, there are some locations that still exist, mostly on the West Coast. Despite its decline, Sizzler remains fondly remembered by diners from its peak years. It wasn't just a restaurant, it was a tradition of celebrating simple joys over steak, cheese toast, and a little extra salad. For many who grew up with Sizzler, it's more than a memory, it represents a time when dining out was simple, low cost, and very satisfying. Number 2, Bonanza Steakhouse. Bonanza Steakhouse was more than a place to eat. Families came together there to celebrate special moments. Entering brought the strong aroma of sizzling steaks and freshly baked rolls. Dan Blocker, a Bonanza TV star, started Bonanza Steakhouse in 1963. The restaurant offered simple, hearty dining. Their T-bone steak stood out on the menu. It was grilled perfectly. But not only the meat impressed the visitors. The salad bar amazed visitors with fresh lettuce, juicy tomatoes, and various dressings. Diners enjoyed choosing their own meal additions. Bonanza meant celebrations, while Ponderosa, well, that meant big meals. You could eat as much as you wanted at their buffet in the 1970s, with mashed potatoes, buttery corn, and many desserts. Prices were very low. Ponderosa started in 1965 and expanded quickly, reaching over 700 spots by the late 80s. Yet Bonanza faced tough competition from Ponderosa, another steakhouse. They opened just a few miles apart from each other. It was a classic rivalry. Bonanza relied on its TV star connection, while Ponderosa focused on great value and variety. Number 1, Ponderosa Steakhouse. And finally, we get to the top pick, Ponderosa Steakhouse. If Bonanza was for celebrating, Ponderosa was for feasting. Their buffet offered unlimited food and changed dining in the 1970s. They served mashed potatoes, buttery corn, and many desserts at low prices. Ponderosa started in 1965 and quickly grew to more than 700 outlets by the late 80s. Here's a fun fact for you. Their advertisements often used Wild West themes, similar to Bonanza. This fueled the rivalry. Ponderosa attracted families seeking choices, while Bonanza relied on that steakhouse reputation. People constantly compared the two and sometimes visited both in one week. But sadly, changes in the economy in the 2000s caused both chains to decline. For those who remember those busy salad bars, it really was a unique time. Wow, what a journey! These restaurants weren't just places to eat, they were where memories developed. People had first dates, they celebrated with family, or enjoyed a Saturday night out with friends. The 1970s became unforgettable because of these places. Hey, if you enjoyed this trip down memory lane, like this video, subscribe to our channel, and click that bell for more nostalgia. And tell us in the comments about which of these eateries you remember the most. Until next time, keep those memories alive and stay retro.